Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalam ala Rasulil Kareem wa ala ahlihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakat. Amma ba'd. We continue from Surah 25 of Surah Waqiyah, which is the 56th Surah of the Quran, and it is within the 27th juz. Okay, let me get it.
And it's well protected.
Hold on. Okay.
Only a saying, peace, peace.
وأصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين.
The companions of the right. What are the companions of the right?
في سدر مخضود.
They will be among lote trees with thorns removed.
وطلح منضود.
And banana trees layered with fruit.
وظل ممدود.
And shade extended.
وماء مسكوب.
And water poured out.
وفاكهة كثيرة.
And fruit abundant and varied.
لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة.
Neither limited to season nor forbidden.
وفرش مرفوعة.
And upon beds raised high.
إنا أنشأناهن إنشاء.
Indeed, we have produced the women of paradise in a new creation.
Okay. So again, Bismillah, Allah is treating us to the delights of the paradise. All the things that we will find delightful in the paradise. And he continues. After saying that there will be no vain talk in paradise, everything will be on a particular level. You don't have to cuss to make a joke. You don't have to be crude and harsh. You don't have to come and make up stuff to get people to laugh, and you know what is go on the block. But the only saying is peace, peace. They will hear. So a lot of salam you will hear, because it don't mean that people will be saying on watching each other and saying salam, no. But the amount of people will be there, the discourse, the what do you call it, the conversation that is going on, and people joining the conversation. You see, people be coming in, and they coming in with the greetings, right? Remember, people will be sitting on couches, and people will be moving back and forth. So as they come, they say salam, So you're hearing that a lot more than anything else, because of the amount of people coming to greet each other. And it's a whole hospital, it's like a family kind of get together. Okay, like when you have those families get together and people sit down talking, and somebody was coming in, hey, good day, and we continue to, hey, good day, it's like that, salam, and very hospitable. And those of the right hand. What of those of the right hand? Okay, what of those on the right hand? The repeat is to give the people mentioned a sort of rank with Allah. And those of the right hand, what of those on the right hand? Like, tell me about those of the right hand, what are their circumstances, and what of those on the right hand? Amid thornless low tree. Remember, we said in which one, boy? One of those surahs that we passed. Okay, one of those surahs that we passed. They mention the lot tree. And we said that it is the nabak or the nabek tree. It's a tree that you find out there in the Middle East. Okay, but this one will have no thorns. Apparently, like, I've never seen one, but apparently, like, it has thorns. I must try and look up one and see, but they say amid thornless lot. So it means that there are those with thorns. Okay, and this tree is a feature of paradise. Okay, I'll stick a pin there. I'll come back and tomorrow and discuss that more. And clustered plantains, banana trees. Those big plantain where you used to fry, the big nice one when you go to the market. And you come in the market and you see those plantain, immediately the plantain, like it call you, it goes straight to the plantain because it looks so nice and big and fresh. And clustered plantain, and we have so much, it'll be clusters. Banana trees. And Jalaline said that it is clustered, it is so much bunch up that it start to hang low, heavy, it start to hang low because of the load is so heavy. An extended shade. The commentator also said that it is permanent. When you're sitting in the shade, it's based on the movement of the sun and the cover, the tree cover. Okay, so sometimes when you sit in the shade, after a time, as time passes, the shade moves. It moves back. Okay, especially if the tree cover is not too large. But at some point in time, the sun will penetrate that shade. But this shade in the garden is permanent, and it is extended. Okay, so that helps you to understand the coolness, of the settings. It is in a shade. Now, in the shade, it is not dark. I mean, it's cool, but not like it's night. But it's just cool. And cascading water that runs continuously. And water that runs continuously, it has a certain song that it makes. And if you sit by a waterfall or any stream where the water is constantly bubbling and running, it is a really relaxing sound that you hear. And there are some sites on YouTube for people who have problems sleeping. They have this cascading water and they play the song of it. And these things are so calm, and it sort of brings out in you a coolness and a calm, and it helps people who have sleeping problems to sleep. Well, in the Jannah, we will have that cascading water, which will make you very relaxed. An abundant fruit, as we said before, any type of fruit that you want. In fact, anything you want. An abundant fruit, neither unavailable nor forbidden. Whoa, what do you mean by unavailable? The commentator said that what is meant by unavailable, because certain fruits comes at different times of the year. There's a season for these fruits. But the fruits in Jannah, there's no season for it. The only thing for it is, I want it, here it is. I desired it, I desire it, here it is before me. Think and it appears. So, the people and the servants in paradise will tell you, no, that outer season. Nothing is outer season. Nor forbidden. Right? Not in the sense of haram here, in the sense of, some fruits are very expensive. And, when we see those fruits, we say that the price is prohibitive, which means that it's forbidden. The price is so much that I can't get this. It's not for me. So in Jannah, the fruit will be there at all the time, no seasons, and it's something that you can afford because you have earned it already. You have paid for it with your good deeds. This is the reward for your good deeds. So this forbidden here doesn't mean haram, because there's no fruit haram. I know of no fruit that is haram. Okay, so it doesn't mean haram in the sense of like pork is haram. You can't eat pork. Okay, it is haram in the sense that, as we say in English, the price is prohibitive. This means that to prohibit is haram. Okay, so it is not forbidden due to the cost that you can't pay for it. So therefore you cannot get it. And there will be mattresses that are raised. The mattresses, just imagine these mattresses will be put on top of the couches. Right? It will not be on the ground. Okay, so all of this is to show you how relaxed the people of Jannah will be. Okay, whatever ease and comfort there are, it will be there. Indeed, we have created them with an unmediated creation. Indeed, we have created them with an unimmediate creation. This means he's speaking about the Huris in paradise. And there was no mediation in their creation. They were created without the process of birth. They did not go through the womb, spark from the father into the mother and to grow the egg and all these different process that we went through to come out, to be born. The Huris of paradise, they will not be, that is not their, process of existence. Okay, they were created without any process of birth and made them virgins, immaculate. every time their spouses enter them, they find them virgins. So, and Allah said they and made them virgins. So the women and these virgins of paradise, the houris, they'll be married to the men, of the who came through earth and in Jannah now. And every time that man has sex with both of them have sex, okay, she will come back a virgin after. So it's a continuous virginity. That is why he said immaculate. Now, the Christians, especially the Catholics, they have a belief that Maryam, Isa alayhi salam, the mother of Isa alayhi salam, they claim that she was her birth was an immaculate conception. Okay? That, yeah, they claim that she was an immaculate conception. And that she is what we call a continuous virgin. That after she gave birth to Isa alayhi salam, she still remained a virgin. Okay? And after she gave birth to Jesus alayhi salam, she still remained a virgin as the woman of paradise. But in the scriptures, there's mentioned the brothers of Jesus alayhi salam, like James, the brother of Jesus. So to explain that, they explain it away. They say that these children, who they are calling the brothers and sister of Jesus, I think there was one woman, are actually the children of Joseph. This is how they explain it. That they are actually children of Joseph. Okay, and that Jesus was born out of an immaculate conception. Okay, Allah knows best. Right? So is the Catholic they have this what we call this belief.
Alana, they have a song, The Virgin had a baby boy.
The what?
The Catholics, they have the song, The Virgin Mary had a baby boy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, for the parang. Yeah. So this is what they say. And they are amorous, which means they are passionate. They are passionately in love with their spouses. They will not be cold women. They'll be passionate women. May I say sexy women? Yeah, maybe, yeah. Of equal age. Okay? They'll be equal age because remember everybody will be the same age, right? Of equal age for those of the right hand. For those of the right hand. So these benefits of paradise, to put it that way, were created for the purpose of those who have been righteous on this earth. Okay, so all those things are prepared for them. And a great number from before and a number of the later ones. This is similar to the other surah, right? A multiple group of people who went before. So there'll be a large number from the earlier prophets and their nations and Jamaats. And a smaller group from the latter ones, which means like the nation of Isa and the nation of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on both of them. Right? And those on the right hand. What of those on the right hand? Okay, what is the information about those on the right hand?
And made them virgins,
عربا أترابا
devoted to their husbands and of equal age,
لأصحاب اليمين
for the companions of the right, who are
ثلة من الأولين
a company of the former peoples
وثلة من الآخرين
and a company of the later peoples.
وأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال
And the companions of the left, what are the companions of the left?
في سموم وحميم
They will be in scorching fire and scalding water,
وظل من يحموم
and a shade of black smoke,
لا بارد ولا كريم
neither cool nor beneficial.
إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين
Indeed, they were before that indulging in affluence,
وكانوا يصرون على الحنث العظيم
and they used to persist in the great violation.
وكانوا يقولون أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما أإنا لمبعوثون
And they used to say, when we die and become dust and bones, are we indeed to be resurrected?
أوآباؤنا الأولون
And our forefathers as well?
قل إن الأولين والآخرين
Say, O Muhammad, indeed, the former and later peoples
لمجموعون إلى ميقات يوم معلوم
are to be gathered together for the appointment of a known day.
اسمي أكرم أمين نصار بن الشهيد عمري 10 سنين نزحنا أول
ثم إنكم أيها الضالون المكذبون
Then indeed you, O those astray who are deniers,
لآكلون من شجر من زقوم
will be eating from trees of Zakum,
فمالئون منها البطون
and filling with it your bellies,
فشاربون عليه من الحميم
and drinking on top of it from scalding water,
فشاربون شرب الهيم
and will drink as the drinking of thirsty camels.
هذا نزلهم يوم الدين
That is their accommodation on the day of recompense.
Okay, so I went down and already explained those. So we continue. Because it's very short verses, so that's why I let it out play out. The left hand people. Those on the left hand. They will dwell, or they will be amongst a scorching wind. This wind will be continuously blowing, and it is a hot wind. It's not a wind that will cool you down. It's a scorching wind. And the commentator said that this wind is so uncomfortable, as if it is going into your pores. A scorching wind. You know when you get scorched by fire? Just imagine hot air doing that to you. And scalding water. Water of extreme temperatures, very hot. And the shade, unlike the shade of Jannah, it will be it's like a pitch black smoke, which is very uncomfortable. And that pitch black smoke will not be pleasant. Allah says it's neither cool like other shades. When something shade you, it's supposed to cool you down, make you relax. But this shade of thick black smoke will make you very uncomfortable. And Allah says it will not be pleasant. It will not be agreeable to your senses and your body. Now when you look at it, when you look at that shade, it further make you, disgusted with it. Okay, it causes disgust in you. So you're upset with this shade. Scorching wind is neither cool nor pleasant. It's disagreeable because of its effect, the negative effect it will have on you. And Allah said before that, they used to live at ease. That in the world they used to live at ease, enjoying life comforts, never wearing themselves with an act of obedience. Okay? Now, this can refer to, certain groups of people, because there are people who will be poor in this world. They not live like, right? But because of their disobedience, they'll be caught up in that whole big punishment. But those people who could remember being happy on earth, their life was okay, their life was at ease. When they finish work, they go home, they have some food, they have some juice, they relax, take a bath, put on different clothes, put on the fan, lie down, chill, sleep for a minute, sleep for a time, get back up, talk to the children, the wife, or whatever, talk to friends, go out. Okay? But in the next zone, it will not be as easy as that. Everything will be uncomfortable. Because they did not apply themselves with actions of obedience to Allah. And they used to persist. The word persist is important. They continuously, over and over and over, in the great sin. What is the great sin? Shirk, worshipping idols. Joining partners to God, saying he have a son, and worshipping. You say you have a son, and then they gone further now. They really believe like he has a son and worshipping him. And that person they call him the Son of God will testify on the day of judgment that he never asked them to do that. He never commanded them to worship him, nor his mother. So persisting in this great sin, idolatry, is a very big sin. Shirk is a very big sin in Islam. And they used to say, what? When we are dead and have become bone, dust and bones, shall we indeed be resurrected? You mean to say after we rot away in the grave and become like dust back to the earth and bones that takes a little time than the flesh, okay, to rot away. When we become like that, you mean to say that we will be resurrected? You know, to them, it was something very difficult to believe in. Okay, there was something very, very difficult. They couldn't get their head and senses around that. Okay, and because they used to say, we live and we die and then we are no more, we rot. Okay, we become and die, and there's nothing after that. Similar to what the atheists say. But some of them believe in Allah. Okay? But they didn't believe in the resurrection. Okay, so that's why resurrection is part of Iman. You can't say you're a believer and you believe in the oneness of Allah, no shirk, but you don't believe that Allah could resurrect people. You limit Allah. You limit His power. And then Allah records what they are saying here, and they say, what? And our forefathers too? No, wait. Not only us, but all those granddads and grandmoms who have died way, way many years before, they too will be resurrected? Boy, they couldn't get their heads around that. What is this man saying? All these ancestors, they will be resurrected too? The man who found our tribe thousands of years ago, he also will be resurrected along with us? No. They couldn't believe in that. They couldn't believe in that. They found that it was not probable. It was highly improbable. In their mathematics, they say this can't happen. Okay, on the physical side of things, they'll say, nah, this can't happen. This can't happen at all. Say, Allah tell Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say, truly the former and the latter. Yes, truly, those who went way before us, our ancestors, and this later generation, which include us. Okay? So let me say, in the Arabic terms, they will say, the Salaf, the people that went before, and the Khalaf, the people that came after. You know, yes, so Allah say yes. Both sides will be gathered for the meeting place of a known day. There's a certain time that is decreed that we do not know. Nor the prophets know. Nor the angels know. It is in the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He will give the angel who blows the trumpet the signal to blow. when that time comes. So all of us will be gathered in a place at a certain time. And trust me, nobody will be late. Nobody will be late. Everybody will be front and center and present. No one will be late. And that time is only known to Allah. And we call it the Resurrection Day. And that the whole world, the whole tempo of the world and our lives are heading towards that direction. Those who were born before us, and those who will be born after us, and those who live after us, everybody's heading, speeding towards a particular time where we'll be gathered, and that day is a known day. Okay, and that's what we say every day in Surah Fatiha. Okay, Maliki Yawmiddin, the master or the king of the day of judgment. The day when all matters will be settled. And that day of judgment includes the resurrection. Then indeed you who are going astray, you're going astray, and you are also denying the message, denying the commands of Allah, denying the admonition from the prophets. If you carry on like that, Allah says in verse 52, they will surely eat from a zakum tree. It's a type of tree in the fire. A zakum tree. It's a certain type of tree. And this tree will fill you. Your body, your stomach will be filled. Okay, so even though Jahannam, hell, will be forever, there still is sustenance, but the sustenance in Jahannam is something that you will raise your eyebrow at in this life. Pus, scalding water. So and this zakum tree. So you eat from it, it fills you. And then on your drink will not be banana or orange drink or Pepsi. Your drink to go down, to chase down the zakum tree is boiling water. So although your belly is full and you're drinking water, you will not be satisfied. Allah says they be drinking like how thirsty camels drink. You know, when the camels comes out of the desert, you know the camel can walk, travel a long distance without taking any water because they keep some water in their bodies. But when that water is exhausted or finished, and they come to the oasis or they come to the tongue, and the people of the tongue put water for these camels to drink. When a camel is thirsty, is really, they drink like they're dying, like they don't want to stop. So your belly full, you're drinking hot water, you're still thirsty. Hot water can't really quench your thirst. So you're thirsty. So you just be drinking your hot water as camels, but you're not getting no ease. It is not satisfying to your body. And Allah said, this will be the hospitality for them on the day of judgment. Okay? This will be your hospitality. This is what you should expect. Now, people who read this can say, wow, they can shake their heads. What a wicked God. What a wicked God to provide as Zakum tree, hot water. Will not quench your thirst. It creates thirst, but it will not quench your thirst. Belly full, but no satisfaction. And to that, we as Muslims will reply that all of that, what is happening there, is just a manifestation of your own deeds. Just like in paradise, all the good things is a manifestation of your good deeds. And you can't expect a man or a woman who try to live right in this earth, and a next man and a woman living opposite to good and doing all kind of evil, all kind of thing. But in the day of judgment, Allah must treat both of them the same way. It is not going to happen. Even in this world, it doesn't happen. If you have two children and one always pass the examination with good marks and one always fail, you won't buy a present for the one that fails. Because that child will think, well, look, I can fail and still get present. It creates an incentive in the child to work harder so that they could benefit, from the joy of their parents. Okay, they will get pizza, or taken down to the mall, or something, some sort of gift, something they wanted, or something like that. So Allah says that is the hospitality that they will expect. And these things are from their own hands. This is what their own hands are sent forward.
We have created you, so why do you not believe? Have you seen that which you emit?
أأنتم تخلقونه أم نحن الخالقون
Is it you who creates it, or are we the creator?
نحن قدرنا بينكم الموت وما نحن بمسبوقين.
We have decreed death among you, and we are not to be outdone.
على أن نبدل أمثالكم وننشئ.
Oh, Allah. What happened here?
فيما لا تعلمون.
In that we will change your likenesses and produce you in that form which you do not know.
ولقد علمتم النشأة الأولى فلولا تذكرون.
And you have already known the first creation, so will you not remember?
So, after speaking about what your actions have produced in the form of this punishment, or as they say, what your right hand has sent forward for you. Okay? Allah says that we created you. Okay, we created you, meaning the whole of humanity. Adam and Hawa, which we call Eve. We call Eve. Okay, and it is Hawa. Okay, and all of us came into the world, and these are our first parents. Every single human being, every one of us, we are created by Allah, and those are our parents. Will you not then affirm this? Will you not then agree with this truth, that Allah is the one that brought you into existence, and that is the truth? So will you support this truth? Will you believe in this truth? So this is a roundabout way to say that Allah brought us into existence. And if Allah is able to bring us into existence once, are you saying that He's unable, incapable of bringing you into existence another time? This is why Allah is saying that here. So we created you, basically from nothing. Will you not agree to this truth? So once you agree that Allah created you, so why is it hard or difficult for that same Allah to recreate you, to bring you back from the grave as a whole person, just as He made you from the mud as a whole person, or Father Adam, is the same way He's going to recreate you from the mud as another person. Okay? So Allah is challenging their intellect without even repeating that, okay, you disbelieve in I bringing you again. He just say, it is Him who have created you, and will you at least bear witness to that? And once you bear witness to that, then why is it impossible for it to happen again? Okay? Have you considered the sperm that you emit? Speaking to the men among the Quraysh now. Okay, so this is the second type of creation. Have you considered the sperm that you emit? The sperm that is placed into the womb of the woman, and that sperm, okay, fertilize the egg of the woman, and then that is turned into a human being through different processes. And what we know today, I think there are millions of sperms that were let loose. And once penetrate the womb, the egg of the woman, and you were born. So you beat real people to be here. You run faster than move faster than a lot of other sperms. A lot of a lot of parts of you, those associated with you, you left them and you won the race. Just to think about that, out of all these millions of sperms, you, okay, made it and became a human being. I mean, that is so mind-blowing. And that's supposed to make you real humble and real thankful for all that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. Because it's a blessing, eh? It's a blessing. So if you are able to outrun all these millions of other sperms, then continue the race towards goodness. Continue the race towards entering the Jannah now. You want to enter another womb now. You want to enter another womb. And someone like Brother Bilal now, may Allah have mercy on him. You want to enter another womb. You want to enter another womb, which is the Jannah, the garden. You don't want to enter the Jahannam, which is the hellfire. Okay? So, these are the two things that, the two opposites of each other, and that what you should strive for. What you should strive for is to enter that Jannah. So don't stop striving. Don't stop doing what's good. Continue doing it. Continue hoping. Continue running. Because you remember Allah say what? The Sabikuna. Those who win the race in the next life. Those who were the foremost. Those with the top ledge people. The people of what? The prophethood and the messengership. And some of their people of later generation, and a few of a multitude of those generations are passed before, and a few in our later generation. Okay? So you can be amongst another group of people who outstrip everybody. Okay, so life is a struggle. So Allah said, have you considered the sperm? Have you really sit down and give thought to the sperm? Really think about it. And Brother Bilal is the only man I know used to talk about that all the time. At time he told me, my sperm, who is you? I said, what are you talking about? He said, my son now. That eye is my eye, that mouth is my eye. And my sperm telling me who is you. I said, okay, brother. And I took that encounter. And when you enter in the university here, right? You have to write a little story. And I made a story about the sperm. Who is you? That was the name of the story. I use that and I make up a fictional story, and I submitted it. In the English section, you have math section and the English section. So I had to make up a story. You had to give some millions of words. They want to test your ability with English before you enter the university, because that particular course has to do a lot of reading and comprehension of English. So I used that encounter to make a story. So Allah said, think about the sperm, think about it. And what is there right to think about? The sperm came from all the dancing and chicken and vegetable you eat. And it formed into your body, and some of it formed into sperms. Okay, and that sperm, you throw out so much, one reach to fertilize the egg. So consider that, think about that. You see, and all these things that Allah is speaking about in the Quran is for you to think about. Okay, it's called tadabbur, to really sit down and think. And when you think about these things, it makes you appreciate life. It makes you look at life in a totally different way. Because so many people who are alive now don't really pay attention to life. They don't pay attention to their own body, how it works. They don't pay attention to why they feel ill and why they don't feel ill. They don't pay attention. They just stumble through life until they die. To me, that's a very sad thing. Because there's so much unanswered questions, so much mystery, so much things to learn in this life. So many things, to find out, to experience. Okay, some people, life is just a street where they live. The furthest they reach from that, most of them, the furthest they have reached from that street is Tongue, like Port of Spain proper, or San Fernando proper. They're from the south, Some people have just stay in that zone. They have no experience going to another country, looking at the other creation that Allah has established, looking at other people, meeting other people. Life was just a street. Like I remember I was on the bus in Brooklyn and I met this elderly gentleman, a black guy. He asked me where I'm from and stuff like that. And we started a chat. He told me he don't have a passport. He has never left Brooklyn. He never even said went to the Bronx. I say, nah, man. I say, go and get your passport. The world is large, man. Can you imagine that you live in one zone all your life? You're born there in the hospital. Remember those big places have hospital, right? They have most of them places. You have these hospitals in the area and the cemetery. So you're born there, and from there, you die there, put in the cemetery. You never even went to the Bronx, Manhattan. There's other places right in New York. Don't forget Canada and Asia. You have to experience New York. When we see New York, we see all these tall buildings. But if you see the outskirts of New York, it's really beautiful. Mountains and streams, and trees, very nice. People live quietly there. You go and you fish or you hunt, and the place is very beautiful. Bring up your children, live good with your family there. Okay? A lot of people do that and work from home, and they live out there. They only come into the city when they miss it, so they come in the city. And before nightfall, they're out of the city and they go back. So, all of these things we have to consider, And Allah said, is it you who create that sperm? Is it you who create that sperm? Some people don't say nobody sperm come. All they know they have sperm. And like some people don't say no they have sperm. Because when they impregnate the woman, and the woman said I'm pregnant, how you get pregnant? What do you mean how you get pregnant? So you are no sperm then, so how would the woman get pregnant? So you swear some of them doing say no they have sperms. Okay? So Allah said, is it you who created? Or are we the creators? Or Allah is the creators of these of all things? I told you that the sperm is made from all the different things that you eat. Okay, and your body produces sperms. That is why they make nuts and they say this is good for the back. They mean sperms. And this is good for that and this is good for that. Okay? So it comes from what you eat. So some people never even took time out to find out, okay, how what I eat becomes a sperm. They don't even know. They don't even know that there are some people, although they have sperm, they have a low sperm count. Means that if you like everybody's supposed to have 10 million sperm, you might have 7 or 6. Okay? You might come with 7 or 6. So it's called a low sperm count. So all of these things you have to know. And people with low sperm count, you might be married to a woman who's fertile, but then no babies because of your low sperm count. So there are medical ways to increase that. Okay? So Allah said, is it you who created, meaning the sperms, and making it into a human being, or are we the creators, meaning Allah? We have ordained death among you, and we are not to be outmaneuvered. Outmaneuvered with, it means you cannot escape the way Allah set things up. You know, in football, people come at you with the ball and you outmaneuver them. You know, the way you dribble the ball, you pass them, going towards the goal. So Allah said that we have ordained death for you. Death is something that Allah has ordained. Because once Allah gave us life, if He didn't ordain death for us, we'll have never died. You might have been able to see your great grandparents. Everybody would have just be alive. So you had to ordain death. Okay, so now everybody has a portion of life until death comes. And death is something that a lot of people don't like to think about. Especially amongst a lot of disbelieving people. And especially like I found a lot of people in the West, like over here, they don't like to talk about death at all. They don't talk about Africa. Some of them they're afraid that they don't talk about death at all. Okay? Any mention about death, they don't want to hear. But death is part of life. It's something that all of us have to face. Whether we say yes, maybe, or no. All of us. Because it has been ordained. And we are not to be outsmarted or outmaneuvered. We can't get away from it. So we say that Isa alayhi salam, Jesus, Allah did not allow him to die on the cross. Allah saved him from the humiliation. Allah does not allow any of his messengers to be killed. Some prophets were killed. But he was a prophet and a messenger. Allah don't allow messengers. And he was not killed. It appeared to them that they killed him. And if you were standing there too, you too would have think that he was killed. It appeared so to them. But Allah took him up. Allah raised him up from that humiliation. Because to die on the cross was a humiliation. And Allah saved him from that. But what is the belief in Islam? Did he escape death? No, he has not escaped. Jesus will return because he came to fulfill a mission, and the Jews disbelieved in him and tried to kill him, and Allah had to save him from them. And a prophet, once he is sent, he must fulfill his mission. So they believe that another Messiah will come because they didn't believe Jesus was the Messiah. So they believe in another Messiah to come. And that Messiah will be the false Messiah, or what they call the Antichrist. We call that being Dajjal, deceiver, deceptor. He himself is deception because he wants to imitate the Messiah, Isa alayhi salam. So he'll be doing all the miracles that Isa did. And people will be fooled, especially Jews. And they will think that is the Messiah that they expected. Isa will destroy that person, the Dajjal. He's going to melt like salt. Isa is going to approach him and block him and kill him with a spear, and he will disintegrate like salt. And then Isa will establish a caliphate in Jerusalem. He will rule. And at one point, he will die. And it is said that there is a grave in Medina where the prophet is buried. There is a space for him there. Allah knows best. I've never seen it, but I heard people say, I heard that it's been said. But anyway, wherever he's buried, there's a grave somewhere on the earth for him. Because every soul shall taste death. Kulu nafsin zaikatul maut. Every soul shall taste death. So although death was postponed for him, when he return and rule, after a time he will die. As the Quran is a liar. Every soul shall taste death. And what the Quran said. And I say here that we have ordained death for you. And that includes Jesus, alayhi salam. Right? And nobody can get away from it. And that Allah is not incapable of doing it. He has the ability to do it. Replacing you, or replacing your likes like you, and making you in what you do not know. So with the death, you are replaced with people similar to you who take up your place. And you come back in different, when I say you, like people, you take different forms, okay, that you do not know. Okay, so you take different forms. So all this replacement is because of death. You have kids, and the kids look like your great-grandfather, they look like you, or they look like their own self. And they make children look like them. Who make children, who child is that? You understand? For indeed, you have known the first creation. Why then will you not remember? So we know the first creation. We know about Adam, we know about ourselves. So why do we not remember that we can be resurrected and we can come again? We don't believe in reincarnation, that I die and I come back as somebody else. The only thing we believe in, like in resemblance, you die and you have children, and the children might take up some of your characteristics. You know, from the sperm, they take up your head or your eyes or how you talk, how you stand up, or you take certain things from the gene pool of your parents or sometimes you come looking like your grandmother, your great grandmother. Somebody say, but you look like it. You look like so and so. And you come in our family, nobody look like you. You look like nobody. And it don't mean that the woman did something wrong. It's just different from genes, like the woman in Africa who made two white, had a twin, and both of them were white. When they check, it's some kind of ancestry from long, long ago. Somebody had relations with a white man. And that white people make dark kids because some way in their genes. These things happen. Okay, so that is the only coming back I know about. Okay, in the sense that they take from the gene pool that you leave to come again. Inshallah. We stop there. Any questions?
I'll leave in my question for tomorrow, Maulana, because I have to go out.
Okay, inshallah. Okay, we stop here. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Rabbi zidni ilman. Rabbi zidni ilman. Rabbi zidni ilman. Wal as inna al-insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihat wa tawassaw bil haqq wa tawassaw bis sabr. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks for coming and pick up this.